1, 2, 3, swag! Woo! Right to the crown in the front. Well, that's the shoulder. That's still
the shoulder that hit him.
You could see he's trying to get his bearings.
You know, a week ago, everybody wanted to just completely shit on the NFC East, and that's fine. And then all of a sudden, what does everybody do? They go out there and they hold court. Dallas wins, except for the Giants, obviously. Washington at home, big win over the Panthers.
They still stink. They still stink.
Again, it's not a matter of...
They're by default where they're at right now.
Can they win a football game, a division contest at home? That's the
Washington?
question. Yes. Can they beat the Eagles at Washington?
No.
See, I think you guys are a little piped up, just a little bit on that answer. We got a long way till they play them, so I'm not trying to fight that
the
fight.
Washington Redskins,
I get
right?
it, but it is a division.
Have you watched them play?
Yes, I've watched the Redskins play this year, and I've watched the Redskins play themselves right into the #1 spot in the NFC East. I've watched the Redskins play and prove definitively, without a doubt, that we have the best defense in the division, and you can't say anything else about it. Carolina beat the Eagles today. We beat Carolina last week. We beat the Dallas Cowboys today, and they were supposed to have the best defense, but which defense showed up today? Which defense won today? Which team's on the top of the NFC East? And case closed. Real quick, done with. Case closed. But that clip that you guys saw is from the Bitter Birds channel. He is a Eagles YouTuber, and the Bitter Birds, much credit to him, man. He is he tries to be as unbiased as he can. He actually gives the Redskins a lot of credit. He also, after that clip, goes on to say that he would rather play the Dallas Cowboys than the Redskins. So he's not so biased. But the guy that he had on his show there, you can see, and that's what that's a lot of people, man. That's not just him. There's people, turn on ESPN or whatever. People are going to be talking down about the Redskins. Yet here we are, #1 in the NFC East, and we've done it through play, and we've proven that our defense is for real. And if you look at our stretch of football we got going on here, I think we played through some of the hardest football we have this year. And as long as we can stay healthy, I think a lot of good things are in store for the Redskins this year. And yeah, we beat them Cowboys, man. Finally. Feels like a real rivalry again, right? Being to go out there, physical, close game. We roughed up Dak Prescott. He's still hung in there, but I don't give a shit. Dak Prescott is a bum, in my opinion, and we even shut down Ezekiel Elliott today. Our run defense is for real, and I remember all this offseason, a lot of us were hounding. We need to spend draft picks on the defensive line. We need to improve the defensive line. We need to stop the run. Priority #1, stop the run. And there's some people out there who were like, they thought that stopping the run wasn't the #1 priority. Now look at what's happened this year. We spent those draft picks on the defensive line. We've stopped the run a lot, and it's completely transformed our team. And if you go back to one of the earlier episodes I made this year where I got pretty upset, and I think this was right after Darius Geis got hurt, and we didn't have a good preseason, and our offense wasn't clicking, and I was upset, and I was up here, and I made a video, and I said to you guys, the only way I see us doing something like going to the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl or something like this year, we didn't have the roster to do so. And it would take something like a miracle to happen. And what I said is, going from last year to this year, our defense is going to have to be the strength of our football team. And I even went on to say, for us to turn all this around and go to the Super Bowl or something, it would be a crazy story. It would be like I said, our defense goes from historically bad last year to the strength of our football team this year. And I even threw in there, and maybe Alex Smith gets hurt, and then like a crazy story, like Colt McCoy comes in and just plays lights out or whatever. That's what I said. Now, obviously, Alex Smith hasn't gotten hurt, but the other thing, the defense has turned out to be the strength of this football team, and I love it. I love every single second of seeing our defense step up. They played not only the defense, but special teams showed up today with the fire under their ass. Also Adrian Peterson, but the whole offense was real shaky, but our defense stepped up. They came and played with a purpose. They got after Dak Prescott. When we weren't getting pressure on him, we started to just blitz, and you've seen how that's worked out. A lot of us have been calling for more blitzes. I think we've been a little too we're not getting pressure with just 4 guys. Preston Smith, yet again, non-existent. He did have the fumble recovery that Ryan Kerrigan sacked Dak Prescott and got the ball out. Preston Smith got the ball and got the touchdown. But I went just now and looked. Preston Smith's got one tackle in this game. Besides that, like I said, I keep pounding on him. It's our number 1 priority. We need better pass rush. That falls on Preston Smith. Ryan Kerrigan got home today. Ryan Kerrigan impacted the game today. Preston Smith did not. I don't care what pressures. I don't care about pressures. I want sacks. I want results. And yet again, I'm going to hound on Preston Smith until something happens. Just because I understand the outcome. If we don't hound on Preston Smith to step up and do something better, then we're going to just give him a contract that he does not deserve. But going back to the defense, man, our guys were flying around. Greg Stroman with that huge hit on Dak Prescott on the sideline, and I loved every second of it. I hope I can go and find that picture of Dak Prescott getting up off the ground, like shaking his helmet and him on the ground. I'm going to make that my desktop wallpaper. I swear. I loved every single second of it. Our defense showed up today and understood what a rivalry is and understands the history of this rivalry, and they played like they wanted the damn game. Also, shout out to the Redskins fans who showed up today. We all know all year long Redskins fans have not been doing a very good job of showing up in numbers and making noise and stuff like that in our own house. But today, it happened. The real Redskins fans showed up. They were there. They were loud. They made sure that, hey, even if they're not there for the other games, this is a big deal. Like I said, my dad is one of those guys who he could give 2 shits less if we go to the playoffs. All he wants to do is beat Dallas. And I'm not one of those people, but that's how there's a lot of people that are like that. This is a big deal. This is a huge rivalry, and it looks like finally we're getting back in the win column. We've been losing to the Cowboys a lot, and I think that just goes to show that this team, even though it's so hard to say this, even though I thought this earlier in the season, and I thought, oh, this is a different team, and things are changed, and we are a different football team, even though we've had struggles and we've had some losses, and then made me rethink that, I still gotta say it again until I get proven otherwise. This is a different football team, and I can't bring up another point to prove this more better than how awesome is it to see Adrian Peterson in a Redskins uniform in a rivalry Redskins-Cowboys game, putting up 100 yards on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, that blows my mind that I never would have imagined we would see Adrian Peterson in a Redskins uniform do something of note, look good, be a beast, and impact games like this, huge rivalry games. I would have never imagined this, and I just can't say enough about the defense. As long as we keep the penalties at, down low, we were more physical today. Even going back to the one play near the end of the game, Monte Nicholson goes down low on their tight end, hurts him, brings him out of the game. I'm not sitting here condoning hurting people, but like I said, we were the more physical team today. We were the guys who wanted to win. We proved it. Our defense, DJ Swearinger had a lights-out game. Even people like Greg Stroman, I think he had a very good game, even though he gave up that huge touchdown to the Cowboys on the one play. Still think he had a really good game, and I guess that we could segue into this when you remember the huge play that we gave up. Greg Stroman gave up the huge touchdown to the Cowboys, their first 7 points, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, do you remember right after that play, I thought back to the video where I made at the beginning of the season, the one where I said, who is going to be the player that the Redskins missed the most that's not here from last year? And my pick was Bashaud Breeland. And after that play where Greg Stroman just gave up that easy touchdown, I'm sitting there thinking, damn, remember that video I made about how we're going to miss Bashar Breeland? I thought about that video, and I started to believe in that, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I was right about missing Breeland or whatever, but no, Greg Stroman came back and had a solid game after that. He made up for his mistakes, but then it dawned on me that the real person that we are missing the most from last year is Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins, man. I am in code red with Alex Smith, all right? I'm literally putting in code red, all right? If it was not for Adrian Peterson, if it was not for this defense bailing Alex Smith out 2 weeks in a row right now, if we did not have a run game with Adrian Peterson, this offense is horrible. Alex Smith has really got me worried, and that sucks because I like Alex Smith. When everyone said, hey, Kirk Cousins is gone, we need to look forward to the future, and we need to figure out what we need to do. Pretty much my number one best case scenario after that, I think a lot of people, I think we all agree, going out and getting Alex Smith was a huge priority. I'd much rather have Alex Smith any day of the week over drafting a rookie quarterback or even maybe going Colt McCoy. All right? We all wanted Alex Smith. We got Alex Smith, and now I'm worried about it. Yes, he's smart with the football, but come on, man. It's the end of the game. We need a first down to ice this game. And what does this man do? He runs the ball on third down out of bounds and lets Dallas keep a timeout to then run the clock down to 3 seconds to kick a field goal to tie the game. They wouldn't have had a timeout if you didn't run out of bounds. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm not bringing this up to be some type of Alex Smith hater. I want to like Alex Smith. I've liked Alex Smith for a long time. But right now, he really is one of the weakest links on this football team. Do you remember where he threw the ball through the end zone? I forget what, it's third down or something. It's third down, and he's throwing the ball out of the back of the end zone. Come on, man. He's got happy feet. He's proven that every time people get after him, when they send pressure, he gets happy feet. And like when the pocket is, he gives up on the pocket way too soon. Way too soon. The pocket is just sort of collapsing, and as soon as it's starting to sort of collapse, he doesn't hang in there and wait for a receiver to get open and throw the ball. He darts out of there. He starts running. He just gives up way too fast. He's too skittish. He's too scared of what's about to come. He just wants to run. He just wants to run. He just wants to get out of there. He's too afraid to stand in the pocket. Now, to give him credit where credit is due, he did look a little bit better in this football game, because I can remember 2 times where we really needed it. He did step up into the pocket, into what looked like a collapsing pocket where he would have normally ran. At least 2 times I can remember, he did step up. And one time was a huge pass play to Jordan Reed on third down. I think 2 third downs, he did step up and make these plays. Also, Josh Doxson had a decent game. He's another guy, I like to harp on. He had a decent game, and he also did something that he does normally well anyway, which is block. Josh Doxson, even though, I don't really love him as a wide receiver, he does put effort into blocking sometimes, which, like I said, you guys know I like to harp on him, but give credit where credit is due. He had some good plays, like on the Capri Bibbs catch and touchdown, or the screen touchdown. Josh Doxson's out there blocking. Now, he didn't have to block as hard as some of the other guys that were out there, but still, the man put in effort. He was a part of this win today. Pretty much everybody was. Special teams came out there. They were fiery. They didn't make huge plays, but they didn't give up any huge plays. Dustin Hopkins was solid. Obviously, they missed a field goal, so our special teams was better. Our defense was better. Our offense, you have to say it was better, even though if it's just slightly, it's still better. Now, see, going back to my Alex Smith criticism, Our defense held Ezekiel Elliott to 33 yards rushing. Who was their best wide receiver? Cole Beasley. We held Cole Beasley to 56 yards. And you're going to tell me that our defense played that well and our offense couldn't solidly win this football game? We didn't score enough. At the halftime. It is absolutely 100% inexcusable to not get at least 3 points right there. That falls on Alex Smith. And then not even that, Alex Smith did have a good play on 4th down or whatever, and he escapes the pocket and he extends the play and he throws the Hail Mary into the end zone, and Brian Quick kind of hits him kind of right in the chest and he drops it. So, it's not all Alex Smith. It's the entire offense besides Adrian Peterson. And to go back to Adrian Peterson, my God, he's not even getting a lot of help. The offensive line doesn't block that well for him all the time, dude. And he's literally making something out of nothing a lot. He had more negative runs than I think we've seen him have all year long, sort of. The number of negative runs. But my God, he's getting like 16 yards on. He's getting handed the ball and he gets to the line of scrimmage and there's just nowhere to go and he's getting 16 yards somehow. This is, like I said, it is a treat to see Adrian Peterson in a rivalry game like this with the Redskins uniform doing something, looking beast. Blows my mind. DJ Swearinger, phenomenal game, leader of the defense. Like I said, this defense is for real. And to get back to the schedule, we just beat Dallas. We are sitting at 4-2, right? Next week, we have the Giants. It is at the Giants, but it's the Giants. There's no excuse for us to lose that football game. We should beat them. Then we have Atlanta at home. Now, what's Atlanta, 2-4 or something? I don't know if they played today. I don't know if they won today or whatever, but I'm pretty sure Atlanta is 2-4. I'm going to say they're probably better than a 2-4 record because the quarterback that they have, the wide receivers that they have some good running backs, but still they're 2-4. That's another game that I feel like we should win that game. After that, we have to go to Tampa Bay. I'm not super high on Tampa Bay. I don't know what the record is right now, but I know it's not that good probably. And I think they did win today, but they did what? They beat the Browns, and they went to overtime with the Browns. No, dude, I think that's another game we should win. Then after playing Tampa Bay, we have Houston here in D.C., and yet again, that's probably the hardest game out of all those games that I just mentioned, but I still think that's a winnable game. Excuse me. And then after we see Houston, do you know what we do? We go to Dallas on Thanksgiving. We just beat Dallas. Now, if you make me be a betting man, I would probably say that we're gonna split games with Dallas just because, hey, it's hard to say. We've been losing to Dallas for a long time now. So it's hard if you were to ask me what we were going to do with Dallas this year, I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to split games with them. But we just beat them, all right? Yet again, I feel like we should beat them again. And then, do you know what we do after that? Then we get to go play Philadelphia for the first time. And then after that, we get to play the Giants again. Do you get what I'm saying? Then we have to play the Jaguars. The Jaguars just look like a huge mess right now. And then we played Tennessee. Tennessee's not all that good. They're, I think, at like 500. We've got this schedule coming up. We've played the hardest football I think we've had to play all year long. And you just saw how I got on Alex Smith hard, right? Still, Alex Smith didn't fumble the ball today and let the other team get a touchdown. Alex Smith didn't throw an interception today. He held onto the ball. He is conservative, and that's why people brought him into here, and he's being conservative and things like that. So, like I said, it's not all bad. It could be way worse. Us starting any college quarterback out there would be way worse than what Alex Smith is doing. But I'm just trying to raise the awareness now. I've put out the red alert on Alex Smith. He needs to stand in the goddamn pocket and believe in our offensive line and throw the ball downfield. We have Jordan Reed. We have guys who will make catches. Maurice Harris didn't drop no goddamn catches today. Like normal. He doesn't drop anything. Capri Bibbs. How about Capri Bibbs? I think I'm not alone when I say this. I think we've all liked Capri Bibbs out of whatever we've seen out of him. Most of the time we see him is in preseason, just like the whole Mac Brown thing. And I like Capri Bibbs, and I think what we saw of Capri Bibbs today shows us that he could come on and he could be a solid player for us down the road. And I'm not just talking like right now. I'm talking about future-wise. He could stick around this football team, and he could show that he could be a solid player that actually produces for us. As long as if he stays healthy, who knows? He could be winning jobs and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see. But like I said, at the beginning of the year, the same video where I freaked out and I was pissed off, and I was saying in order for us to do anything of note this year, we would need our defense to actually somehow become the best part of our football team, which I didn't think that was going to possibly really happen because of how bad our defense was last year. But in the same video, I kept hounding on the whole Maurice Harris thing where we need to put the best football players on the damn football field, and we all got pissed off that we dropped Mac Brown. Actually, we did pick Mac Brown back up. He's on the practice squad, I believe. But also the same thing with Capri Bibbs. I was hounding on us for not putting like Maurice Harris on the football field enough. If guys are not performing, put people on the field that will perform, people that we've seen perform, and just like Capri Bibbs. Capri Bibbs is another solid player that we've seen, make plays for us, and we saw it again today. And, unfortunately, he's getting in the game because Chris Thompson is injured, but we're giving this man a shot, and he's stepping up. Am I saying that he's as good or better than Chris Thompson? No, but he's solid depth, and he earned his spot on this roster, and he's proving that he deserves to be here, and he's helping out this offense, which is struggling. Yet again, I'm going to say it. If we did not have Adrian Peterson, this offense would be horrible. Horrible. And still, I'm still an Alex Smith believer. I think Alex Smith can turn this shit around. I think Jay Gruden, yet again, shout out to Jay Gruden for sticking to the run today. I had it in my notes many times. I said, we're running the football well. Adrian Peterson, like halfway through the game, I'm like, Adrian Peterson's got 50 yards right now. I can imagine already right now, this is a 100-yard game for Adrian Peterson. Keep giving him the ball, and Jay Gruden did. And what happens when we run the football and we stick to being balanced and run the football and take the pressure off of Alex Smith? We win. And you could actually even argue that Dak Prescott played better today than Alex Smith did, besides the fumble, obviously. But moving on, man, I cannot say enough about the defense and just how, like I said, in order for us to do something this year, our defense is going to have to be the bright spot of this football team. That doesn't change. That's going to have to be what we saw today, where our defense plays the way that it did today. That's going to have to continue all season long, all right? Just because I said some of these games coming up, I think we have favorable matchups, that doesn't mean that our defense can take games off and Alex Smith is going to 100% show up and, start scoring points somehow. I cannot stress this enough. How do we not get at least 3 points there before halftime? The game was way too close. That's unexcusable. There's no way that we should walk away from that without at least 3 points. And then he misses. I don't even know what we're doing, and he throws the ball. I think it was Josh Doxson 2 times in a row going over the middle, and he tries to he just overthrows these guys. There is a clear downgrade at the quarterback position, and we're seeing it. We're witnessing it right now but it doesn't matter because our defense is actually stepping up, and I like what we see out of having a stout defense. Stopping the run won us this football game. Not allowing Ezekiel Elliott to beat us won us this football game. Dak Prescott could not just beat us by himself. He couldn't. We did what we needed to do. Shut down Ezekiel Elliott and shut down Cole Beasley. And here we are. Was it closer than I wanted it to be? Was it almost lucky that they missed a field goal there at the end? Sure, whatever. I don't care. We still won. I'll take it. We were the better team today. We didn't miss field goals. We didn't get penalties, which made it a harder field goal. You know what I mean? We won today. Our defense proved that they are the best defense in this division. I still don't know if people are going to give us the credit that we deserve. And, I mean, rightfully so. We need to go out. Like I said, we have this schedule coming up, which I think is a favorable schedule now. I feel like the top end of our schedule that we've already went through is the hardest games-wise. Now, the most important games are on this list, but they're all the divisional games. They are the most important ones. But like I said, I feel like we have more favorable matchups down the stretch now than playing the Colts, playing the Green Bay Packers, playing the Saints, playing Carolina, who we haven't beaten, and then Dallas we haven't beaten in such a long time. Like I said, this team does seem a lot different, and we've thought that many times this year. We've sat here and we've said, hey, this team seems like it's different, but then we would go out and we would lose to Drew Brees, and then you can sit there and say, yeah, but everybody loses to Drew Brees. He puts up a lot of points all the time. But it's just hard to sit there and keep telling yourself, this team is different. This team is different when we win a game, lose a game, win 2 games, lose another game. It's hard to sit here and reinforce it into us that we are a different team. But with the switch, with us actually spending our resources on the defensive line, stopping the goddamn run. Look, man, our defensive backs, Bashaw Breeland was not that bad, man. But we never had a pass rush, and we never had. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the run. So I mean, what are our defensive backs supposed to do? When they're literally on their heels, they don't know whether they have to come up and stop the run or if they have to defend the pass. And we're seeing it now. Our secondary is looking much more improved. Why? Because we're stopping the run, putting people like Dak Prescott in obvious passing situations. It's really brought this football team and spun it up on its head upside down. It would be awesome if we still had the offense that we had last year, where we're even when we would lose last year, we would still put up a lot of points on the board. And last year our defense was historically bad, and we couldn't get off the field on third downs and stuff like that. If we could just put it all together, I mean, it would be nice to see if we could finally, sooner or later, put it all together. And like I said, I'm not totally against Alex Smith, man. I think Alex Smith is a veteran, and I think he can put it together. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe Alex Smith is just, this is just a slow start for him. Maybe at the end of the season, we're sitting here talking, it's completely different. Maybe Alex Smith is killing it. Maybe he's looking phenomenal at the end of the season at the right time before the playoffs or something. Who knows? I hope that's what happens. But, man, it feels so good beating Dallas. This makes so many people happy, man. Not even that. Like Louis T was saying, dude, this is the rivalry of all rivalries, but it hasn't been a rivalry when it's a one-sided affair. Now we are making things a little bit more interesting, and we're making things more interesting here in the NFC East. And I know a lot of people try to shit talk on the NFC East and say that our division's not very good right now, but we have all these divisional games coming up, and every single game in this division is a real rivalry, man. Even the Giants, even like I said, we have to go play the Giants next week, but it is at the Giants, and for some reason, sometimes we struggle versus the Giants. at their house. Sometimes we struggle against them. Who knows? It's still a divisional game. If we can't find a way to stop the run next week, yet again, that's going to be priority number one. I'm not worried about Eli Manning burning us up. We need to stop the run yet again like we did this week. And that's why I was harping on stopping the damn run on the offseason. That's why I wanted us to invest our draft picks on the defensive line. And it's showing that it was the right move to do, especially when we are in this division where Ezekiel Elliott was just keeping the Dallas Cowboys afloat, where Dak Prescott, people were forcing him to beat their teams, and he's just not doing it. Then we got to play against Saquon Barkley. Even the Eagles had a pretty good run game last year, and they had Blunt and everything. We needed to stop the run, man. And then not even that. We know that some of our defensive backs are better than they've played in the past couple years, but it's just so hard. If you can't stop the run, I mean, that just kills everything, because then you got play action pass destroying us. So I don't know. I'm just going to get into my notes, man. I could ramble about this all day. It feels great. I love every single second of Dak Prescott getting torn up on the sideline. I love the physical aspect of these rivalries, and we were the more physical team today. Our defense showed up and just at the very beginning of the game drew the line in the sand and said, "This is our house. We ain't losing to you. We are the more physical team. We want this shit." This game was for first place in the NFC East. Who wanted it more? We did. Everyone doubts us. I'm sure tomorrow on ESPN, whatever, people are still going to doubt us, but I don't care. Dak Prescott, so let's just get into the notes. Dak Prescott gets a huge run that was called back. DJ Swearinger with an almost interception of the year catch. That would have been crazy if somehow DJ Swearinger intercepted that pass and stayed in bounds or whatever. He just caught the ball like doing a flip. Like, that would have been so badass. Cowboys get an offsides penalty first play. We need to capitalize on this, on them having a penalty. We got first down by running the ball. We don't stop running the ball. I say that multiple times in my notes. Don't stop running the ball. Over and over and over. It's working. Don't stop doing it. Don't get away from it. Next play, Adrian Peterson gets 7 yards. Don't stop running the football. Alex Smith with the risky pass to Doxson for the first down. Do you remember that pass where Alex Smith barely floats it over the defender to Josh Doxson? Not going to harp on him. We got the first down. But I'm just saying that was pretty damn close. I don't know if that was skill or that was luck. Big play to Capri Bibbs for the touchdown. Bibbs is going to have a huge factor for our team this year. I've always liked him, as I think most Redskins fans have liked Capri Bibbs of what we've seen out of him. So I'm not alone. I think a lot of us have liked what we've seen out of him. Great run stop by DJ Swearinger. I'm liking the run stopping so far. DJ Swearinger recovers the ball. He hits out on the QB sneak. Like I said, DJ Swearinger, the leader of this defense, at the beginning of the game, drew that line in the sand, man, and said, "You're going to have to do something serious to beat us, because we're here, we're physical, we are the best defense. Not you, not the Cowboys. We got the best defense," and made a statement early in this game. Josh Doxson with an offensive pass interference. Capri Bibbs drops a pass. Adrian Peterson with a 17-yard run. Jordan Reed with the false start on third down. It's a big deal. Alex Smith gives up on the pocket way too fast and prepares to run way too soon. Our run defense is showing up so far. Matt Ioannidis is getting into the backfield and causing a lot of pressure right from the get-go. At the very beginning of the game, Matt Ioannidis was having a really good game and helping stop the run. Dak keeps running the ball, but we are hitting him like it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of time before he gets hurt or, just rattled. Swearinger blows up a screen. DJ Swearinger, you could tell that he knew what the Cowboys were doing, man. Especially on these screen plays that they were trying to run. He's all over it. That man had himself a game. He's probably my favorite Redskin, man. DJ Swearinger, he brings something different to this football team. I love every second of it. This defense is playing with attitude. Offense needs to step up. Jonathan Allen with the huge sack. Toss to Peterson. He's a beast. Seeing Adrian Peterson in this Skins rivalry is really fun. Smith isn't ready for the ball, then he jumps on top of it and we need to punt after that. Even Redskins special teams is flying to the football. Offense needs to wake up. How do we give up this touchdown? Stroman gets murdered. I can't believe that if you don't have safety help on that play, we have one single high safety, and Greg Stroman is just so aggressive and wants to jump this route. When you don't have safety help like that, you can't be that aggressive. At that point in the game, you want to bend, not break. And I don't understand why he tried to jump that route and get fooled so hard. But either way, like I said, Greg Stroman came back, had a solid game, and came back from that. How about our offense go down and get a field goal? There's 1 minute left, and we have 3 timeouts. That's right before the half. Smith finally steps up into the pocket and gets 20-yard pass down near field goal range. If we don't get a field goal here, that's absolutely unacceptable. And guess what? We didn't. Alex Smith cannot hit Josh Doctson 2 times in a row, and a field goal is out of the window, or out of the question now. Brian Quick doesn't catch the Hail Mary pass. It would have been, yet again, that's unacceptable too. They should have caught that. We better run the football when we come out of the second half. Adrian Peterson makes something out of nothing for 9 yards. Peterson with another big run. Don't stop running. P. Ryan with a 7-yard run. And then I wrote in all capitals, don't stop running the football. Smith steps up in the pocket and hits Reed for 27 yards. Alex Smith misses a wide open touchdown. Jesus, man, like I said, he's just giving me material. He's giving me material to come up here and bitch about. How do you miss that touchdown? You know what I'm saying? I think it was to Jeremy Sprinkle in the end zone. 7 points. 7 points, man. Did we even get a field goal at that? I think we got a field goal. 3rd and goal, and we aren't ready, and we lose yards. We had a touchdown. Swanger is predicting all their plays well. The defense is making big stops on 3rd down. Offense comes out and isn't in sync. No one knows who should be on the field or not. And that first play just was bad. Josh Doctson with the first down catch. Gruden is sticking with the run, but Peterson isn't getting much help anymore. He's always having to make something out of nothing. He didn't have a lot of good blocking in this football game. They're coming after Alex Smith hard. We have to punt the ball and put more pressure on our defense. It's becoming ridiculous now. Our defense just carrying the football team. Ryan Kerrigan sacks Prescott. Defense gives the ball back to our offense. They better score some type of points here. Adrian Peterson makes something out of nothing again, but it was called on a hold. It comes back on a hold. Doctson for a 15-yard catch. I'm glad Tony. This is another thing I wrote down. I'm glad that Tony Romo is actually calling this football game. Love him or hate him, man. He's doing a very good job being an announcer for the NFL, and I do enjoy his commentary. And I feel like he did a pretty good job of being unbiased today. So shout out to Tony Romo. Peterson is looking like he's going to have a 100-yard day, so you better keep giving him the ball. Next play, Adrian Peterson gets a really nice run down to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal, Alex Smith throws it out of the back of the end zone. Doesn't even try to give Maurice Harris or someone a shot at the football. Defense gives up a big pass play, and Norman misses a tackle. Redskins fans are at the game and loud. They want this game. Defense holds them to a field goal, but it's 13-10, and our offense needs to come out and score a touchdown. Alex Smith almost literally throws a screen to a Cowboy, as if like the Cowboy was running the screenplay. Dallas's defense stops us, and we need to punt. This is code red. Tressway with a very good punt there on that punt, though. The defense comes up big, and Kerrigan strips Prescott, and Preston Smith picks it up and gets the touchdown. Like I said, this defense won this football game. They stole the show. It was all about defense today. Monte Nicholson tackles their tight end, and he ends up getting hurt. Josh Harvey Clemens gets to Dak Prescott but can't bring him down to the ground. That's another thing that is so frustrating, is like, even though when we do get to Dak Prescott or just all these other quarterbacks, we just can't get him down to the ground somehow. That's a trend with our defense. Redskins defense steals the spotlight of this football game. Greg Stroman is having a decent game. Cowboys have 3 timeouts. This isn't good. We need to get a first down. That's after. That's near the end of the game. 3rd and 9. We need to get a first down here, or we are in trouble. Please, and I even wrote, please throw the ball to Maurice Harris. He will catch the football. Excuse me. Alex Smith runs the football, and he runs out of bounds and stops the clock for for Dallas. And then I wrote, if we win this game, the defense has literally bailed out Alex Smith. And then we all know at the end what happened, where Dallas misses the field goal, and that's the end of the game. And yeah, that's it, man. Whew. Tomorrow is going to be a nice day where we get to relax and reflect upon being at the top of the NFC East with the Giants. The Giants next week. Today. Philly can't beat Carolina Panthers. Let the Panthers come back and beat them. And what were they, down 17-0 or something? Let the Panthers come back and beat them. We beat the Panthers last week. Today, we beat the Cowboys. Cowboys were supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league. So, people said they had the best defense in the NFC East. And I'm here to tell you that is all wrong, and it's proven to be wrong. And the Redskins are sitting at the top, got the best defense in the NFC East. And if I see just a couple more games out of this defense like we did today, we got one of the best defenses in the league. We've had a few hiccups. But hey, playing against Drew Brees, he puts up 40 points almost every single week, all right? So that's not going to faze me. As long as our boys keep going out there playing inspired football today, down the road, like we've seen today, down the road, this team could be for real, man. Hopefully by that time, near the end of the season, we see people step up. And also, like I said, I keep giving Alex Smith flack, but I mean, look at it. We didn't have any Jameson Crowder today. We had a bunch of people out. It's not making it easier on him having people injured. No Chris Thompson today. No Paul Richardson today. So, I mean, it's not like we're setting Alex Smith up for success, you know what I mean? But as a veteran, as a guy who I've seen play good football, I'm just not impressed from the showings that we've seen from Alex Smith so far. And hopefully he finds that groove at the right time, and we go coasting into the playoffs at the right time, and our entire team clicks. That is the best case scenario I can see happening. Not saying that's going to happen. I'm not 100% sold, because who knows? We do have a history of, our seasons getting derailed by things like injuries, so I'm not going to speak too soon. I'm not going to sit here and, we had, like, I went down the list of games we got. I ain't too worried about most of these games. I feel like literally Houston's probably one of the hardest games we got, and I still don't think they're, playing, I don't think they're the same team they were, like, last year at certain points during the season. Atlanta, I mean, they got good players, but I don't think they're clicking right now. If we can get a win there, yet again, that's probably one of our hardest games coming up. We got the Giants twice. We got Jacksonville, who seems to be struggling. They're supposed to have a good defense, but doesn't look like it this year. Tennessee, I think Marcus Mariota is trash, dude. The schedule's looking nice, man. If we can just get special teams to step up a little bit more, if we can get some kick returns, if we can get some yardages on punts and stuff like that, and we just get a trifecta of everyone stepping up, doing their damn job, this team could be the real deal, man. at the end of the season, right at the right time. And that's key, right at the right time. It's nice that we're doing all this now, but when it matters most, we got these NFC East games coming up. We can't. This is a trap game. Next week versus the Giants, even though it's at the Giants, this is a trap game. We got it written all over it. We better not lose to these damn Giants, man. They do not deserve to beat us. They are not a better team than the Redskins. We have no business losing to the damn Giants next week. And if we do, my God, that's, like I said, I'm going to go right back into asking, is this team different? But as of right now, they keep proving it that they are different. We have a run game now. We have a defense now. It looks different to me. So, hell to the Redskins. Screw the Cowboys. I can't wait to go back and watch Dak Prescott get lit up on the sideline again. Dak Prescott is a bum. Tony Romo was probably better. You should have never got rid of Tony Romo so fast. And yeah, Dak Prescott is a bum. Ezekiel Elliott is a bum too. If you stop him, their entire team stops. All right, so can't be one-dimensional like that all the time. Or I can't sit here and call you a good football team. The Redskins are the best team in the NFC East, and hail to the Redskins. I will see you guys next weekend, hopefully victorious against the Giants. Peace out, everybody. Yet again, hail to the Redskins.